Hello everyone. Once again, we are back into the online classes of social science. I welcome you all to this class. So, we had covered 3 chapters of the environment textbook, and today onwards we will be shifting our concentration to a new subject, that is social and political life too. In the 6th standard, you studied social and political life 1, and in the 7th standard, you will be covering the 2nd edition of social and political life. So the subject's name is social and political life. I said man lives in a society, so the life of man is social. Then his life is also political. What does it mean? The life of man is political. What does it mean? Who is ruling us? Who is governing us? We are governed by a government, no? We have a government. That is the life of man. The life of man is political. So, let us see the political aspects of human life in this subject. The name of the first chapter is Equality in Indian Democracy. What is equality? Equality means all are equal. No one is like this and no one is like this. All are equal. Okay. Equality means everyone is equal. Can I say one example? You know about weight balance. No, weight balance. There is weight here and there is weight here. It should be always like this. This one should not be heavier than this. Then it will be like this. Then this one should not be heavier than this. Then it will be like this. But it should be always balanced. Do you get me? The weight should be always balanced. That is equality. So, equality means everyone is equal. Everyone's weight is equal. No one is given special importance. All are equal. That is equality. And listen to the title of the chapter. Equality in Indian democracy. What is democracy? Do you know what is democracy? Democracy is the rule by the people. In India, who is ruling us? In India, currently BJP government is ruling us. In Arunachal Pradesh, some government is ruling us. In Kerala, some government is ruling us. In every state, some government is ruling us. Do you get me? And in India, BJP government is ruling us. So democracy is the rule by the people. What does it mean? What is democracy then? Some governments or some parties are ruling us, no? But who is electing these parties? Who is selecting these parties? We the people. We the people elect these parties. Do you get me? Have you ever seen the conditions during an election day? What happens during the day of an election? During the day of an election, we vote and we elect our candidate. We elect the candidate that we like, isn't it? So, we elect the person that we like. We elect the parties that we like, isn't it? So, we are the one who is selecting the candidate, the persons, the parties, etc. etc. Do you get me? So, we are the ones selecting and we are the ones ruling. That is the meaning of democracy. Democracy is the rule by the people. Ruled by the people. Parties are ruling us. Do you get me? But who is selecting these parties? We are the one who elect these parties. So, we are our rulers. We rule. So, democracy is the rule by the people. People are ruling people. Do you get me? We rule us. There is no one ruling us. We rule us. That is democracy. Then in India we elect our representatives. During the day of an election, we vote. We cast our vote and we elect our representative. In India, we elect our representatives. And so what India is? India is a democracy. Do you get me? In India, we elect our representatives. India we rule. So India is democracy. Do you understand the concept? In the first unit, we have one chapter that is on equality. So today we will be discussing the first chapter that is on equality. In this chapter, we will study about the concept of equality. Listen. Equality is a key feature of a democracy. What does it mean? We already saw what democracy is. Democracy is the rule by the people, isn't it? India is a democracy. And equality is a key feature of a democracy. What does it mean? In a democracy, equality should be there. If there is no equality in a democracy, then it's not a democracy. In a democracy, equality should be there. And what is equality? Equality means we are all equals. There are many persons in this country. India is a democracy, no? Democracy means the rule by the people. There will be equality in democracy. India is democracy, isn't it? Also, there is equality in Indian democracy. What does it mean? In India, we are all equals. There are farmers in India. There are beggars in India. There are rich people in India. There are police officers. There are IAS officers. There are politicians. And there are local people. There are poor people. There are rich people. But all are equal. Do you get me? That is the concept of equality. Now let's see about equality in India. India is a democracy. In a democracy, equality should be there. So there is equality in India also. We are all equals. So shall we see on equality deep? Let's say about equality in India. Before saying about equality in India, let me tell you a story. That story is given in the textbook. In the first page of the textbook, you can see a picture. That picture is the picture of an election day. On the day of an election, we stand on the line and we vote. That picture can be seen in the first page. And this story is the story of Kanda. Kanda is a woman servant. She is a woman and she is a servant. She is the servant of Ashok Jain. And when you look at the picture, Ashok Jain, who is a rich person, is standing at the last of the line, and Kanda, who is a servant woman of Ashok Jain, is standing in the front of that. Both are standing in a line. On the day of an election, Ashok Jain, the rich person, and Kanda, the servant of Ashok Jain, both are standing on the same line. That picture can be seen in the first page. What does it mean? It means irrespective of wealth, irrespective of education, irrespective of status, religion or anything, all people in India who is an adult, all adults means one who is above 18 years of age. So all adults in India have only one vote. Only one vote. During the day of an election, a farmer can go and can cast only one vote. A police officer can go and can cast only one vote. An MP can go and can cast only one vote. Even the President of India can go and can cast only one vote. Do you see the irony? Listen. Irrespective of wealth, that means wealth is not considered, education is not considered, status is not considered, religion, caste, region, nothing is considered. All people are equal. Someone may be rich, someone may be poor, but all have only one vote. When we come back to the story, Kanda, who is the servant of Ashok Jain, and Ashok Jain, her employer, both are standing on one line and both have only one vote. There may be poor persons in India, there may be rich persons in India, but all have only one vote. That is universal adult franchise. through Kanda's story, I explained the concept of universal adult franchise. In the 6th standard, you studied about this concept. Universal adult franchise means every adult, that means every person who is above 18 years of age, has only one vote during the day of an election. He or she may be poor, he or she may be rich, he or she may be educated or not educated. That can be anything else, but all people have only one vote, that is universal adult franchise. And universal adult franchise, don't forget this term, universal adult franchise is a key feature of equality in India. In India, there is equality, and so there is universal adult franchise in India. Every adult has only one vote during the day of an election. So, universal adult franchise is an important feature of equality in India. So, India is a democracy and there should be equality in India. We saw about equality in India. Universal adult franchise is a key feature of Indian democracy, and there is inequality in India also. We have to treat everyone equal, all are equal, but there is inequality in India still. The important ground of inequality or the important foundation of inequality in India is caste system. Do you know about caste system? In a caste system, there are many divisions. There are many castes. There are upper caste people and there are lower caste people. Upper caste people are higher people. Lower caste people are lower people. Do you get me? So there is inequality, and caste system is the major reason behind inequality in India. Let us understand it through two stories. The first one is the story of Om Prakash Valmiki. Om Prakash Valmiki is a famous writer, and he has a story to say about inequality in India. Om Prakash Valmiki was a Dalit student. He was from Dalit community. What does it mean? Dalit community is a lower caste. There is caste system and there are higher castes, and at the same time there are lower castes, and Dalit community is lower caste. Do you get me? Om Prakash Valmiki was from Dalit community, and when he was attending his school or when he was studying in school, the headmaster asked Om Prakash Valmiki to clean the entire school, to clean the classrooms and to clean the school and also the school ground. The headmaster asked Om Prakash Valmiki to clean the entire school because he was from Dalit community. Other students who were from higher community were sitting in the classroom and studying, but Om Prakash Valmiki was cleaning his school because he was from Dalit community. Do you get me? This is the first story of inequality. And the second story of inequality is the story of Ansaris. Once there was a husband and wife. So once there was Mr. Ansari and Mrs. Ansari, and they went to a place and they wanted a house for rent, but their religion was different and no house owners gave them house for rent because house owners said that their religion is different, so they have to change the name. They have to change the name Ansari to another name. So Ansari is the name from a particular religion. If they change their name, the house owners said that if you change your name, I will give you a house. But Ansaris never agreed, because how can we change our name? That is a part of our dignity. Do you get me? Our name is our dignity. We should not change our name for the sake of religion. Do you get me? So, the Ansaris did not get house for rent. Ansaris had money to pay, but they did not get house for rent because their religion was different. So these two stories are stories of inequality, and both these stories are based on caste system. So caste system is an important ground of inequality in India. So through three stories we saw about equality and inequality in India. And what is the moral of the three stories? What is the conclusion? Everyone has dignity. What does it mean? Everyone has his own value or her own value. I have my own value. I will not hurt you and you should not hurt me. I am worthy of respect. You should respect me. I will respect you. Do you get me? Everyone has dignity. Everyone has his or her own value. So everyone should be respected. We should not ill-treat anyone. We should not disrespect anyone. We should not hurt anyone. I deserve respect and you deserve her respect. I will respect you and you should respect me. Do you get me? This is the concept of dignity. Everyone has their own dignity and everyone should be respected. All are equal. Now let's see about equality in Indian democracy. India is a democracy now, and so there is equality in India. So let's see about equality in Indian democracy. What makes a democracy? I said India is a democracy. Most of the countries are democracies. What makes a country democracy? Democracy means the rule by the people. If we are ruling, that is a democracy. So what makes a democracy? We make a democracy. In order to be a democracy, there should be a book. Do you get me? What is the name of that book? The name of that book is called Constitution. Do you get me? If you come to this school, you have certain rules and regulations now. You have to obey certain rules, regulations, laws. Do you get me? So there are laws in the school. Likewise, there are laws in a country. There are rules in a country. There are regulations in a country. We cannot do whatever we want. We have to obey certain rules and regulations. All have to obey certain rules and regulations. These rules and regulations are written in a book, and that book is called Constitution. Do you get me? So in a democracy, there should be a constitution. Equality in Indian democracy means equality according to the Constitution of India. India has a constitution. It is a very big book, and in that book, laws are written, rules and regulations are written. We have to obey those laws, those rules and regulations. Do you get me? So, according to that book or according to the Indian Constitution, there are something about equality. Let's see what is it. According to the Indian Constitution, all are equal. India has a constitution, and according to that constitution, all are equal. All people in India are equal. The Constitution of India says all people are equal. So according to the Indian Constitution, everyone is equal. All are equals. How the Constitution is making this sure? According to the Constitution, all are equal now, and this should be made sure. This should be made certain. Do you get me? And how is it made certain? The Constitution of India has certain provisions. Certain provisions to make equality in India. Certain provisions to ensure there is equality in India. Let us see some of those provisions. We will not see all the provisions to make equality in India, but we will see some of the provisions to ensure there is equality in India. The first provision is equality before the law and equal protection of laws. The Constitution of India has many articles. There are several articles for the Constitution of India, and according to the Article 14 of the Indian Constitution, there is equality before the law and equal protection of laws to everyone. What does it mean? Equality before the law. There are beggars in India. There are farmers in India. That Kanda, the story of Kanda, that woman was a servant. There can be Kanda and there can be the President of India. There can be the Prime Minister. There can be the ministers. Or there can be rich persons. Anyone there can be. But everyone is equal before the law. Means the President or the Vice President or the Prime Minister or the local people or the farmers or the rich people, everyone has to obey the same law. Me, you, the President, rich persons, everyone has to obey the same law if we have to live in India. If we have to live in India, we have to obey the same law. That is the Constitution of India. We have to obey the Constitution of India. Every person has to obey the Constitution of India. So, every person has to obey the same law. That is equality before the law. Before the law or in front of the law, all are equal. Everyone has to obey it. Do you hear me? And equal protection of laws. There are laws in the Constitution now, and the Constitution gives everyone equal protection. There is no one prior or there is no one important in front of the Constitution. In front of the Constitution, all are equal, and this Constitution guarantees everyone equal protection. There is no extra protection to anyone. All are given equal protection. So the first provision of the Constitution to ensure equality is equality before the law and equal protection of laws. It is given by Article 14 of the Constitution. The second provision of the Indian Constitution to ensure equality is no one can be discriminated on any grounds. There are many provisions for the Indian Constitution to ensure equality in the country, and this is the second provision among them. And what is the meaning of this provision? No one can be discriminated on any grounds. There are many people in India and all are different. There are many grounds for the differences. This is the first ground, caste. In a caste system, there are many people, no? There are upper castes, there are lower castes, there are Brahmins, there are Shudras, do you get me? There are Dalits. So, there are different people in a caste system. And the second one is region. There are many regions in the country. There are many states and there are many union territories, and all the people from all these regions are also different. The third one is religion. There are many religions in the country. There are Christians, there are Muslims, there are Hindus. Do you get me? Then there are gender differences. There are males, there are females. Okay, and there are third genders also. So there are many genders in the country, and there is wealth. There is difference in wealth, there are rich people, there are poor people. Do you get me? And there is difference on the basis of education also. There are educated people, there are graduates, there are postgraduates, there are people with no education. So there are people with literacy and there are people with illiteracy. There are literates and illiterates. Do you get me? So these are the grounds of differences. Do you get me? On these grounds, there can be differences in the country. All people are different. Now read this. No one can be discriminated on any grounds. On any grounds, no one can be discriminated. These are the grounds. On these grounds, there can be differences between the people and no one can be discriminated. What is the meaning of that? There can be differences between the people on these grounds but everyone should be treated equally. No one should be treated unequally, or no one should be discriminated. Discrimination means that person is identified as a separate person. No one can be identified so. All are equal. No one can be discriminated. So, no one can be discriminated on any grounds in the country of India. That is the second provision given by the Constitution of India to ensure equality in the country. And that is given in the Article 15 of the Constitution. Another provision by the Article 15 of the Indian Constitution to ensure equality in the country is every person has equal access to public places. So this is another provision of Article 15. According to it, every person has equal access to public places. What does it mean? Every person in the country, whether he or she can be rich or poor, graduate or illiterate, anything can be, any difference can be. Every person in the country has equal access to public places. That means every person in the country can go to public places with same priority. Every person is equally prior to have entrance in the public places. There are public places now, there are public roads, public playgrounds, public theatres, shopping malls. Do you get me? And every person in the country has equal access, equal entrance or equal welcome to all these places. This is another provision by Article 15. There are many provisions in Indian Constitution to ensure equality in the country. But we have to study only 4 of them. The fourth one is untouchability is abolished. It is by Article 17. This is the fourth provision that we have to study to ensure equality in the country. What does it mean? Do we know about untouchability? Before several years, before several hundreds of years, in the past times, there was a system called untouchability. In the caste system, there were lower castes and higher castes, and these lower castes could not touch higher castes. If I am from a lower caste and if you are from a higher caste, I can touch you. I cannot touch you. That is untouchability. If I touch you, then you are unpure. I am unpure person, you are pure person, and if I touch you, you also become unpure. That is untouchability. In the past times, there was a system called untouchability, and according to that system, the untouchables, there were people called untouchables. The lower caste people could not touch higher caste people. That was the system of untouchability. And according to Article 17 of the Constitution, untouchability is no more in India because everyone is equal. Everyone can touch each other. There is no untouchability in India now. It has been abolished. It is abolished means it is no more. It is no more in India. It is no more in the country according to Article 17 of the Constitution of India. So these are the 4 provisions to ensure equality in India. These provisions are given by the Indian Constitution. So according to the Constitution of India, all people in the country are equal. All are equal. Now let us see how government implements equality. All are equal in the country now. So the government has to make sure that all are treated equally. Let us see how government is implementing equality in the country. The governments implement or the government ensures equality in the country through laws and programs. In the beginning, the government enacts or brings certain laws, and through these laws, the government ensures equality in the country. And the second way through the government ensures equality is programs. the governments bring out certain programs, and through these programs, government ensures equality in the country. One example is midday meal scheme. Midday meal scheme is a scheme in which all government schools, in all government schools, the lunch will be free to every child. In all government schools, the lunch was set free. Or the midday meal was set free, was given free to every child. That was midday meal scheme. And what was the aim of that program? In order to bring the poor child also to the school. They wanted to bring the poor child, the rich child, everyone to the school, and they wanted to give midday meal to every child so that the poor children will come to the school. Do you get me? So, through laws and through programs, government ensures equality in the country. So, according to the Constitution of India, all are equal in the country. All people are equal. There is equality in India according to the Indian Constitution. So now there is equality in the country. Was this given all of a sudden? No. Before hundreds and 200s of years, there were many problems in the country. And after facing all these problems, now there is equality in the country. Do you get me? Before many years, there was inequality in the country. All people were not equal. There were rich people and there were poor people, and there was inequality. These poor people were ill-treated. They were discriminated and they made so many problems. They fought. There was fight, and after so many fights, now there is equality in the country. Now there is equality in India by the Indian Constitution. Now the question is inequality only in India? Now there is equality in the country now. The opposite of equality is inequality. The question is inequality only in India? The answer is no. The simple answer is no. There are many countries in the world, and in most of these countries, there were problems for equality. There were problems with inequality. There were fights for equality. And America is one among those countries. There was a movement in America called Civil Rights Movement. Civil Rights Movement was a movement which happened in America, and it was a movement by African Americans. There were Africans, there were people who were brought from Africa to America. These people were black people, and the people in America were white people. These Africans were treated very miserably, very cruelly by the white Americans. And these African Americans fought. They conducted fights. There were many problems, and they led a movement called Civil Rights Movement. And after this movement, there was equality in America. So India is not the only country where there is inequality. There are many other countries. America is one among those countries. And Civil Rights Movement is a movement which happened in America by the African Americans for equality. So the summary of the chapter is, there is equality in the country. In India, we are all equal. We are all equal in our country. There is no one higher or there is no one lower. We are all equal. Our religion may be different. Our caste may be different. Our place of birth may be different. Our name may be different. Our education, our wealth, anything or everything can be different. But we are all equal in front of the law. This is the summary of the chapter. There is equality in the country and we are all equals. So, let me tell you one thing. No one should be discriminated on the basis of caste, region, religion, wealth, gender, education, etc. There are many differences between us. There are many differences between all the people in the country. Everyone's caste is different, region, religion, wealth, gender, education, everything is different. But everyone should be considered equal. No one should be discriminated. Now let us end this class by the words of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Who is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar? B.R. Ambedkar is the architect of the Constitution. Earlier I said about the Constitution now. Constitution is the law of India, is the law of the land. And B.R. Ambedkar is the architect or the founder or the one who made the Constitution is B.R. Ambedkar. And according to him, self-respect is the most vital factor in life. What does it mean? Self-respect is the most important factor in life. In our life, there are many factors, and among those factors, self-respect is the most important factor. That means our life has dignity. We should not be hurted by anyone. No one should hurt us. We should be dignified. We won't hurt anyone, and no one should hurt us. Because there is dignity for our life, and there is dignity for others' life. So self-respect should be there. So self-respect is the most vital factor in life. So respect everyone, because everyone has self-respect. Respect. So all of you read the textbook very well. All of you read the chapter. There are many things to read in the chapter. It's very interesting. Read it and study it. I will give you the notes anyway. Anyway, all of you take care. Have a nice day. We will see again. Thank you.